Alright guys, so I've been forging now for I guess about an hour, maybe. Maybe not quite that much. And right now I'm heating up the other side. I've pretty much drawn out, well, not all the way, but got a lot of 1/2 drawn out, so I'm going to flip it over, heating up the other side, and I'll draw it out. The fire is burning much cleaner now, as you can see. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I started with coal instead of coke. So coke is obviously the preferred fuel, and I have also learned that to use the frickin' peen already. It sounds so elementary, but very first thing you want to do is grab it by the wrong and hammer with the wrong side. Much easier to do it. Draws it out a whole lot faster when you use the peen side of the hammer. I know all the guys that have been doing this forever are laughing their asses off right now, but for guys like me that have never really done it, I've watched a few videos and never really paid attention. But I'd seen it once or twice, use the peen, draw out the metal. I'm just trying to make it skinnier and longer, because I'm trying to basically make one of these, but with an L shape on there with a flat, so I can kind of scoop and manage my fire a little bit better. But it's nice not breathing in all the coal smoke. I can still smell the coal, and I don't know, maybe you get used to it, but I'm not a big fan of it. Once you get a good fire going, don't freaking stare at it. Look at it to see where your piece is, and freaking look away. These are some lessons, and I'll tell you, the 4-pound, the 4-pound hammer obviously draws metal out faster, but it also, I don't give a damn how strong you are, it also wears you out faster. This is super cool though, I gotta say. It might look super hot on video, but after doing this for a little bit now, I can tell you that once it gets to a certain temperature, you're kind of wasting your energy. But this is quite fun for somebody like me, anyway. And again, yeah, I'm gonna definitely feel it in my arms in the morning. both forearms, not only from the hammering, but the by grabbing hold of the tongs. That's something else. I'll tell you, it's about right too, because by the time it cools off, by the time your piece cools off to where you're kind of wasting your time by beating it, your arms have about had it for that heat anyway. You're ready for a break. But as you can tell, it doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long to get it hot. Go with the 4-pounder. And I'm trying to kind of feel. Oh, it started raining. Like, man, my tongs don't want to hold it right. Where you're when you strike it, I'm trying to basically assist it coming up. That way I'm using less energy and letting the anvil do the job. So I'd say I've made quite a bit of progress. Hell, even in 1 hour. Not really with the piece. I don't know if I can't remember if I showed you what the piece looked like when I started or not. But it's grown about twice in length, almost. So this is what it looks like now. Right? And that looks super hot, but it's not. It's like barely red. And basically all it was a little, I think it was like a little jackhammer tool. It was only like that long. Like maybe a foot long, and I'm closing in on the 2-foot range now. So it's, you wouldn't think that you could do that, draw it out so long and it not get that much smaller in diameter, but well, it does. When you start really thinking about the math involved, it does make sense. Now I'm making it to ease the drawing out process. I'm making it square, and then once it's I don't know, I might leave it square, or most of it anyway. I could have started out with a much easier piece to do this with. Yes, I know this. But I wanted to get the practice. I wanted to get the experience of drawing something out. And I'm sitting here drawing this out for hours. So be it. You know? And by the way, it's like, I don't know, probably the heat of the day, about 60 degrees. And it's probably right where I'm standing, about 90 to 100 degrees. So, good winter sport. good projects for the winter. So you want to watch it. Make sure you don't burn it up. I know I didn't point it down at you guys or at the anvil, but I'll tell you something else. This Fisher anvil does everything it's supposed to, and it's still quiet. I said the neighbors love me. whether they know it or not. You don't have that huge, that really loud ringing from, say, like a Hey Budden or a Peter Wright or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely the coal that's making that smoke, because as I add more coal, it starts smoking. But what I plan on doing also is I'm going to add a flat bar support, little like 1 inch, 1.5 inch flat bar, flat stock border around the lower edge of the legs, and I'm going to make little axles for wheels. I'm going to mount some wheels on there so that I can just tote this outside. That way I don't have to deal with any of the smoke issues that I have in here. It'll still smoke, but in here, if I don't control it just right, that smoke fills up this little area here, and I gotta bail out. Yeah, that 2.5 pound hammer makes a big difference. And I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I just started today, for crying out loud. But I'm making it happen. Figuring it out as I go. It's nice when you got the right heat, because you can feel the metal squish underneath the weight of the hammer. So yeah, I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. Wow. Sometimes you get that big whiff of coal. It's not a pleasant smell. I hope it grows on me. That shit stinks. But it's definitely a neat hobby. Well, I think I've successfully avoided the fire department. They're not here yet anyway. Again, I'm just trying to kind of make a little volcano looking thing around it, and just kind of let it feed itself, really. So you see, as I add that coal, it starts burning off, and you get all that smoke. And I've been counting my revolutions on here to see how many steady pulls it takes to get it hot. And it's somewhere in between 20 and 30. Strike it hard and quick. Strike while the iron's hot, right? These were two different sizes on the ends, and they're definitely getting close to the same dimension. That new coal. Yeah, you don't have to roll this blower really fast or anything. You can tell it does the job just fine, going nice and slow. And that's about 20 or so cranks right there. Not quite as hot as I'd like it, but hot enough to beat on. I need to start working on this center section right here, because that's where it's kind of still bulbing out. I'm going to put that in the center of the fire. Roll that good coal back. And I'll tell you, I'm glad I'm wearing these. I'm glad I'm wearing eye protection. And I started off wearing earplugs, but then took them out because I knew that I wouldn't be able to hear like neighbors screaming about the smoke or the fire department. My property is in a locked, I have a gate in the front and it's locked with a chain and lock and everything, so if somebody was waiting down there, you'd probably hear them yelling and whatnot. But, so I took them out, and I'll tell you, it's not bad. I thought it'd be worse with the hammering and whatnot, but it's not bad. Just don't miss. And I lost count of my turns. I was about 10 or 15. But yeah, this is it's pretty cool, man. Once you get past that smoke, the whole beginning of lighting it off, that sucks ass. But after that, good to go. The good thing about it is in here, it's nice and dark. So the dim light really helps in judging the temperature of the steel. So I'm going to go a couple more heats. And I'll probably shut the forge down. Kind of get a break from the smoke and whatnot, but yeah, kind of gather my thoughts on the whole process and everything. So I'll go a couple more heats. Hopefully, draw this out to an even dimension. It won't be as small as I want, so I'll probably have to draw it out even further. But I mean, the thing that I want is going to be a good 3.5 feet, and then I'm gonna draw out the very end a little bit more and put some scroll work on it, and I'll 90-degree and flatten out the very end to act as something that I can kind of rake and scrape coal and whatnot around with. So that's what. So that's where I sit. Those are kind of my thoughts. I don't know. I might give some more thoughts later. Once I've kind of gathered them all, but yeah, that's where I'm at. That's yeah. If you're digging what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. Comments or questions down below. Subscribe if you want. And friends and family, I love you. Everyone else, I will see you in the next video.